Good morning. I'm Diane Kenwood. I'm the Editor-in-Chief of Women's Weekly. Now, I don't know how to make sure that my first slide comes up. Please excuse my voice. Oh, there it is. Unfortunately, I developed a cold yesterday, so my voice is a bit unpredictable. So, 103 years separate these two magazine covers. Women's Weekly is 103 years old. From the day it was first launched to today, it is the best-selling magazine in the lifestyle women's weekly market in the UK. Of course, the days are long gone when we sold over 1 million copies a week. But print sales remain the lifeblood of the title and the heartbeat of everything we do on the magazine. So we not only produce a weekly magazine, there we go, we have 5 monthly magazines. So from the weekly title upwards, we have a monthly knitting magazine, a monthly craft magazine. To the right of the weekly title, we have a monthly series at the moment that is exploring the lives of women in the 20th century, all told through content from our Women's Weekly archives. We have a monthly fiction magazine, and then we have a monthly programme of magazines, which we call our lifestyle titles, that covers everything from gardening and cookery to healthy living. All of these magazine titles are profitable. So we still make the vast majority of our profit from print. Print really does still work. But there's absolutely no question it has to work a lot harder, and it has to be really smart. It's got to be relevant to the lives of its readers. My readers range in age from their 20s to their 90s, but the median age is 61. Now, that's a market that historically, and beyond frustratingly for me, people believe don't use the internet. Of course, that's complete nonsense. Not only does this market use the internet, they use it in a way that is unbelievably valuable. So unlike the younger market, who tend to flit around a lot on the internet, they move from site to site, they don't spend very long anywhere. This market are highly engaged. It's absolutely true. They are late adopters of pretty much everything. So what this market will do is take their time to understand what it is that is being offered to them digitally, how it works for them, and then they really spend time engaging with it. So it kind of goes without saying that we have our own website, which hopefully you'll be able to see in a minute, or not. No. Oh, there it is. Oops. Okay. Now we've gone forward 2 slides.
You can go back.
I'm trying. Yep, pressing the... Okay, so we have a website. The website is full of content that is historic from the magazine, but also an enormous amount of bespoke content. So the readers are not simply getting the experience of the magazine online. In fact, they're not getting the magazine itself online directly. So they're offering, the website itself offers an entirely different layer of experience of our content. Now, because of our market and because of the way they engage with us and our content and the level of trust that they give us for what we produce, our model, our digital commercial model, is something quite, well, in Time Inc. UK, at this point, it's completely unique. We are the first magazine to have this particular commercial model, because rather than driving large numbers to our website in order to sell advertising, our commercial strategy is we have launched a shop, an online retail shop. This is it, the Women's Weekly shop. Now, Women's Weekly historically has been renowned for its practical content. That covers knitting, craft, and cookery. Knitting and craft in the UK are enormous markets. There is tremendous value in them. They are growing by the day. The interest in home crafts is just insatiable. So in order to build on the historical heritage we have for this market, we have focused the content in our shop on providing the products that the readers need in order to make the things that appear in our magazine. So the focus for our content in our shop at this point is knitting. Okay. There we go. knitting and crochet. So what happens is that every single pattern that appears in the magazine, the readers can get everything they need to make it from our online shop. They can also buy and download digital copies of hundreds and hundreds of other patterns, not only our own, but we've done deals with other yarn distributors and designers in order to be able to feature their patterns on our website. The other area that we cover, is craft. Craft is obviously a much more complex proposition because there are so many different kinds of crafts. And for us, the complexity particularly has been that we have done individual, we have signed individual contracts with all the manufacturers of the products we need. So I'm sure you can understand that's been a massively complicated and difficult structure to put in place. We're still in very early days of the shop, but it seems to be going incredibly well. We only launched it just under 6 weeks ago. So we're still in its very early stages. But the response has been extremely positive from our readers. And what it's doing is providing them with an extra layer of service to the content that they already love and trust in the magazine. So how does this work with the print iteration of the title? Here's an example of a standard editorial page with a pattern on it. And you can see in the bottom left-hand corner, we have created a print message that tells everybody that they can get everything they need to make this product in the shop. So that's a pretty clear separation of editorial and commercial content. The commercial content is supporting the editorial content, but the editorial content is the heart of what this page is about. And I'll show you an example of a craft one. There you go, same thing. Can you see bottom left-hand corner? It says that everything you need to make this lovely little paperweight is available in our shop. So that's one way of delivering the commercial message, so driving traffic to our website from our print magazine. But we also do pages that directly and only are about content in our shop. This is one. Again, I think it's pretty clear, and this is actually a point that's very, very important to us, that this is commercial content, but it's from the Women's Weekly shop, so it's still part of the Women's Weekly brand. So this is, we are very, very clear, we can see incredibly clearly that whatever we put in the magazine currently drives sales in the shop. The magazine is the absolute heartbeat and engine of everything we do. If we put something in the magazine, it sells in the shop. It's absolutely that crystal clear at this point. Clearly, the long-term strategy is for the shop to become known outside the Women's Weekly readership community, in the craft community, in the knitting communities, which are enormous and, of course, international. At this point, we are only servicing national sales, but in time we will service international sales as well. So those are very clear, separate pages. We also produce, on behalf of the shop, we produce something that we've been doing in the magazine for quite some time, which are pull-out sections. I'm hoping that page is going to come up. No?
The beauty of digital.
It's very high-tech, this. There we go. Okay, so we produce pull-out sections in the center of the magazine. So this is an 8-page pull-out. This is the cover of it. This is an inside page. Coming up at some point. So these are pages they can pull out, and they're like a catalogue for the shop. There it is. The challenge for us as an editorial team is to try and ensure that the readers understand all the time what it is they're seeing. Are they seeing an editorial page? Are they seeing a commercial page? And that's where the really interesting, and I use the word carefully, discussions happen between the editorial team and the commercial team, who, with the best of interests, would like to turn my entire magazine into a catalogue, basically. And they want to be constantly blurring the boundaries between editorial and commercial so that the readers don't know which they're reading. And that, to my mind, and the mind of my editorial team, is very dangerous territory indeed, because then you start undermining the integrity of the magazine, and that's really dodgy. And once you do that and readers get angry at that, which they absolutely do, then you are breaking the engine of the model. Mm-hmm. So that's the commercial model for our digital interplay at this point. But there's another very, very important digital area that we are highly active in. And that predicates itself on the response of our readers. Our readers are massively engaged with the magazine as a brand. They've been reading it, all of them virtually, most of their lives, because it's such an old magazine, and historically it's been read by women who've passed it to their children, and they've passed it to their children, and they keep passing it on. So it is literally woven into the fabric of people's lives. And one of the reasons that it's so successful is that the women who read it own the magazine. It belongs to them. We are merely the people delivering it to them for the moment. And we work very hard to establish a very, very powerful friendship with our readers. And where that plays out immensely successfully online for us is on Facebook. We have the most astonishingly engaged Facebook audience. They're not necessarily enormous in numbers, but I think we all know that actually that game where we've all tried to say, okay, we have 10 million followers, isn't that brilliant, is actually becoming less valuable, because the value of 10 million followers who only ever look at you for half a second and then move on, to the value of, say, 10,000 followers, which is what we have, who spend considerable lengths of time not only looking at you but engaging with you, is immense. And I just want to show you a couple of examples of how we use that and tie together, so to create the circle between print and digital. We have an annual show. Events are a very big part of our commercial proposition now. We have 15,000 people who come to it for 3 days. We bring the magazine to life. And at our show this year, our fashion sponsor offered me the chance to wear their clothes for the 3 days of the show. So what we decided to do was in order to enhance the commercial message they wanted to communicate, was to say, okay, so we're going to have our show, and our lovely fashion sponsors have offered me the chance to wear the outfits for the show. Here are 6 possible outfits that I could wear. We're inviting you to choose the 3 you'd like to see me in, and that is my editor's letter page in the magazine, so that's in print. On the same day the title went on the newsstands, we put those pictures on our Facebook page. And from the print title, we invited people to go to the Facebook page, to email us, or to write, because historically, if you don't offer the opportunity to write, then older readers don't like that, because if they don't have a computer, then they get angry at being left out. So we did the same thing on our Facebook page. As a rough average, we get about 100 to 300 comments on a post and about 1,500 views. This post got 8,000 views and 400 votes. And when people voted, they didn't just say outfit number 1, number 2, number 3. They put comments. Can you see? This woman has not only said what she likes, she said why she likes it, and she's told us that unfortunately she can't come to the show, as if it was a personal invitation to her to come to the show and see us. And that's the kind of engagement that is beyond valuable. It's so fantastic. For us, we use it to drive people to our website, and we use it to drive audiences to our print title. And I just quickly want to show you an example of what we did following on from the show. So we sold goodie bags at the show. It's a fantastic money spinner for us. It's tremendously successful. And because we were publishing pictures from the show every day on our Facebook page and on our website, we had a lot of comments from people who couldn't come saying how disappointed they were that they couldn't get the goodie bags. So what we did was we brought 6 goodie bags back to the office, and we went on Facebook and said, okay, do you want to win a goodie bag? All you have to do is tell us what you love about Woman's Weekly. Put it on our Facebook page, and we'll randomly pick 6 of you, which is exactly what we did. From the 20,000 likes that we got and the 1,500 comments. So 20,000 people who may not ever have read Woman's Weekly, we don't know, but read why 1,500 people think it's such a brilliant magazine. So it's like absolutely free marketing for us to a gigantic audience of potential readers and visitors to our digital content. So I hope that shows you that actually if you are smart and innovative and use the interests of your audience in the most creative way, that print and digital not only can support each other and thrive, but they are absolutely the way forward for us all. Thanks.
Thank you, Diane.